Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Let's get this party started. Do. Yeah. Ow. Yeah. I want to say hi to my parents, hi to Joey, hi to all my family members that watch. We made it to Thursday, y'all. We made it. Hey, Margaret. How are you, gorgeous? How are you doing on this lovely Thursday eve? Pushing your way into infringement. Do. Good, I'm glad. Hey, phenomenal chefs. But you popping in right as I get on here. Hey, Trista. Hello. Thanks, guys, for saying hi. So we've got 2 stories tonight, which means we're probably going to finish early, which means we're going to jump into Q&A at some point. So now's the time. If you guys have questions that you wanted to ask me all week, today's probably the day. Yeah. Why is my Instagram so dark? All right, there we go. You skipping the debate, girl. That debate is a mess. I heard that 2 stations are airing the debates opposite each other at the same time. That is so rude. I will catch the highlights on Twitter. Y'all know I don't do 45. I just don't. Okay, so we're getting started in 2 minutes. I'm sorry, but our political system is embarrassing right now. Oh, God. But we press on. We do the best that we can with what we have. Y'all, please go vote. Please, I beg of you. Please, go vote November 4th. Do not vote for 45. Yes, I'm telling you who to vote for. Do not vote for 45. We need, do you see the state of this country? Go vote. All right. All right, we're getting started in 1 minute. So at 8:05, I need you to share this out to your people. Hello, Creating Time. Hey, Obed. Yeah. Y'all, I have been having so much fun with the ring light. I'm not a picture person. I don't even like taking pictures like that. But the ring light has me click, click, click all day long. I love it. It was such a good investment. All right, so we're getting started very shortly. Y'all got any fun plans for the weekend? Let me know. I'm going to be taking care of my dog. All right, it's 8:05. Time to pause the musica. All right. Let me get the audio recording queued up. Who else joined? Somebody joined. Okay. All right, and we are ready to go. No plans, phenomenal chefs. Margaret Massey said sewing stuff. Okay. No, phenomenal chefs, we right here with no plans. All right, I'm hitting record, all right? Okay, welcome. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's Thursday. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday through Thursday live broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If this is your first time hearing my voice, if you're listening to the podcast, or if you're seeing my face and you're watching the YouTube replay, by the way, you can subscribe to my podcast and my YouTube by going to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I'm the host of the show, and I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting, LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself get your business paperwork together. So things like getting your articles of incorporation ready, making sure you have EIN numbers and DUNS numbers, and showing you how to get them for free. Making sure you have appropriate contracts so that you're not burned by clients and partners. Basic brand protection strategies so that you can prevent people from, or at least have recourse if people try and steal your intellectual property, and hiring policies so you don't get sued for discrimination. So I help you prepare all of those things. If you are wondering why I'm qualified, I'm happy that you asked. I'm a licensed attorney. I have been one for 14 years and counting. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I'm very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas, and if you're going to be successful in business, there are just some things that you're going to need to know. There's no way around it. So that's why I'm here to help you out. So if you're in the startup phase of your business and you need a little bit of legal help in your corner, I want you to go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. There you can connect with me in multiple ways. You can book yourself a free 15-minute consultation if you are a first-time client. You can download the free Biz Launch cheat sheet that will help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less. You can see the numerous video trainings that I have in case you don't necessarily need a one-on-one session. I have my EIN numbers training, my DUNS numbers training, my operating agreement training. I've got the Protect Your Biz video training where we go through trademarks, patents, and copyrights. So there's a lot of trainings there as well. So hey, 76 Grimke, so go check out linktree.ee/NPL Consulting Firm to see all the goings-ons at NPL Consulting. All right? But that is enough about moi. Let's get to the point of the show. I think everybody watching is, a veteran, but just in case someone watches the replay and they're like, ooh, what's this? I don't know what it is. The way that the show works is I pull stories from the news, stories from blog sites, stories that you lovely people send me, from anywhere. Hi, Latia. And I pull the stories that have lessons that we can learn as business owners, and we discuss them. So this is a time for you to ask your questions and to give your commentary, as long as it is respectful. Okay, this is a respectful environment where we're here to learn and share. But yeah, so that is what the show is in a nutshell. So we are going to get started. I know y'all trying to get your weekend in early, but we're still in quarantine. So where are you trying to go? All right, so let's get started. First story of the evening. Has anybody here heard of TD Bank? T as in Terrence and D as in dog. Have you heard of TD Bank? If you have, please give me a TD in the comments. If you didn't know, TD Bank actually originated in Canada, and they have, since branched out into the United States. We have several branches here where I live in Maryland, and they are known as America's friendliest bank. Okay. Nobody here has heard of TD Bank. Okay. Thank you, 76 Grimke. Yeah, you're from the area, so you should know about TD Bank, right? So TD Bank has been around for a while. Okay. I'm going to ask you guys another question. Now, for those of you, thank you, Sincere39. For those of you who may be, I didn't even see you pop in. For those of you who are as addicted to your email as I am, have you ever gotten those emails where they're like, ooh, you've been locked out of your Netflix account. Hi, Danny Blumenkron. Hi, Inger Braggs Bennett. Have you ever gotten those emails where they're like, Netflix with a little weird symbol, you've been locked out of your account, or thank you for the TD, or what is it? PayPal, change your PayPal password, right? Usually those emails are what they're called phishing emails. These are, third parties, entities, usually up to no good, who are trying to get your information. And what they'll do a lot of times is they will create, kind of dummy websites. Well, not dummy websites, but they'll create platforms that look like reputable. Yeah, it is spam. It'll look like a reputable company, but it's something that they created. Well, TD Bank is suing a company called Plaid Technologies for just this reason. Now, when you think about it, when you think of your bank, we do a lot of our banking these days online, right? So you want to feel secure when you're logging into your bank information, your banking website, and that that the website is secure and that they're not sending out your information to anyone. All of this stuff. Oh, 76 Grim K said yes. Just got one from PayPal the other day. Girl, don't open that, okay? Well, there is a company called Plaid Technologies. TD Bank is currently suing them for unlawfully using TD Bank's logo to trick users into giving personal information so that they can monetize it. Meaning that this company, Plaid Technology, they have been using TD Bank's trademarks, its logos and things like that, to get personal information from other people and then sell them, because there's a lot of money to be made selling personal data to third parties. So when you get those weird calls from telemarketers and things like that, and they and you don't know how they got your number, your information was sold to them by one of these companies that got your information, okay? Now, TD Bank is saying that Plaid Technologies created duplicate interfaces. They used TD Bank's registered trademarks, their logos, and their green color scheme to make people who went on this site believe that they were on a verified TD Bank website. And they took that information for the people who fell for it, they took that information, they've been storing it and also selling it. And TD Bank is suing them for trademark infringement, right? Now, obviously they shouldn't have used it. But remember yesterday when we talked about the Nintendo game and that Poke Princess girl who had the OnlyFans and the alignment of values? Who can tell me, aside from the fact that Plaid Technologies is using TD Bank's trademarks without permission, can you tell me what TD Bank's big issue with Plaid Technologies is? What is their big issue? Why is TD Bank so mad at Plaid Technologies? What is the implication if TD Bank doesn't go after Plaid Technologies? So today we're having a quiz. I usually kind of give y'all the lesson, but I want you to apply what we have talked about this week. TD Bank, they're a reputable bank. They've got probably millions of customers, millions of clients. They value their clients' privacy. So what would be the issue with Plaid, aside from the fact that Plaid Technology doesn't have the permission to use these trademarks? What is the issue for TD Bank? Latia said, "Oh, I saw her crying. She was crying on TikTok about it. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know." But from the article I read, she seemed okay. But why is it necessary for TD Bank to do this and to yes, Margaret Massey, it can confuse the customer, and also they don't want to tarnish their image. When you go on your bank's website, when you go and log into your banking app, right, you kind of assume that there are security measures in place to make sure that your information isn't being improperly used. So for a third party to be using TD Bank's information to grab your information and then sell it to third parties, that could shake client confidence in TD Bank. That could cause TD Bank to lose customers, which would cause TD Bank to lose money. So TD Bank is absolutely right in this respect. In this case, not just because Plaid is using it without information, but because Plaid is doing damage to TD Bank's reputation. Because if I think about how many times You have heard stories of these big companies having to issue apologies because customer information was leaked, social security numbers, credit card numbers, things like that, right? I can't even remember the last one, but we always hear about these data breaches where customer information is being leaked, and it's a big problem. So TD Bank, as a financial institution, we all know people want to keep our money secure. They have to make sure that they are above reproach, and that if people are out there using their name in the name of no good, meaning stealing people's information and selling it to third parties, they have to be vigilant about protecting their reputation. They want people to know we are not out here selling your information. We are not out here, just collecting data so we can use it to, figure out how to charge you more. Our sites are secure. These people are imposters. They are not affiliated with us, right? Margaret Massey said, I don't open any links from my bank. I go to their site. Girl, I call the bank and I say, hey, I got this. I remember one time I called the bank and I said, hey, I had actually gotten a phone message saying that it was from my bank. So I called my bank and my bank was like, no, that's phishing. Don't, communicate with them. 76 Grimke said, I hope more companies sue these leeches. Well, this company, Plaid Technologies, they're apparently, they're not small potatoes. Apparently, Visa was supposed to purchase them for about $5.3 billion. But I don't know what's going to happen now that they're being sued for trademark infringement. So if you guys think Visa will still purchase Plaid Technologies, give me a 1. If you think Visa's going to be like, you know what, Plaid, your name is mud out in these streets, we can't hang with you anymore, give me a 2. If you think Visa's going to go ahead with the purchase of Plaid Technologies, give me a 1. If you think they're going to move on to the next, give me a 2. And keep in mind that Plaid Technologies, their main mission is to provide interfaces for financial institutions, okay? So they build kind of, the websites for the banks. 2. So you guys think that Visa's going to walk away from Plaid Technologies? I wouldn't blame them, because Plaid Technologies right now, you looking real bad in these streets. Nobody wants to hang out with you. This is why you need to be above reproach in your businesses. When you are using someone else's intellectual property. What is that? Okay. When you are using someone else's intellectual property, you are already starting off in dishonesty. Because if you don't have permission to use that trademark, you're being a liar. It's like you're wearing a mask. If I don't have permission from Chanel to sell Chanel products, thank you for the 2 Inger Braggs Bennett, but I'm using the Chanel logo, I'm wearing the Chanel mask without permission. I'm an imposter, right? So TD Bank said, get this imposter out of here. And nobody wants to hang out. Who wants to hang out with somebody fake? We all talking about, I keep it real, I need real friends, Who wants to hang out with somebody fake? Nobody, especially not Visa and their $5.3 billion. So Plaid Technologies may have fumbled the bag in the worst way because they didn't know how to stand on their own 2 feet. Okay. All right. So that was story number 1. And then story number 2 is very quick. And then we're going to go into Q&A for the evening. Just because stories were a little low today. We are revisiting Nipsey. I know that we talked about Nipsey Hussle last night and how the family is suing the Crips for the trademark application for the Marathon Continues. But I found some more information today. Not only have the Crips not withdrawn the first application that they filed for Nipsey Hussle's The Marathon Continued, they actually filed a second trademark in September of 2019. They also have an application for a trademark for the word Crips in the arena of TV shows and entertainment and documentaries. And an interesting tidbit that I found, apparently the CRIPS is now an acronym for Community Revolution in Progress. Okay. Now, with all of these allegations, hey, Nessie Time, with all of these allegations against the CRIPS, there has been no response from them. They've actually taken down their Instagram page. They're not responding to any questions from the press. So what is going on with the Crips? At first you apologized and said you were going to withdraw the application. You not only didn't withdraw the application, you filed some more. So what is happening over here at the Crips organization? I thought you guys had reformed. What are you doing? Anyway, I just thought that you guys should know that the Crips, it's not just that they haven't withdrawn the application, they've actually added more trademark applications to Nipsey Hussle's The Marathon Continues. So the family is going to continue their legal battle with the former gang organization, now turned a gang prevention organization. Okay? All right. So those were the stories that I had for you this evening. Oh, quick question. So for all you out here, do you guys think that the Crips are going to be able to successfully trademark Nipsey's phrase, "The Marathon Continues"? Now, we've talked about this before. They filed first. There's no question about that. But do you think that Nipsey's family's opposition will be enough to bar the Crips from trademarking "The Marathon Continues"? Okay? Because nothing the Crips is doing, nothing that they're doing is legally wrong. Nothing they're doing is legally wrong. It is just in poor taste. So, and we know that the family is protesting, but do we think that the Crips will still be able to get this trademark pushed through, despite the opposition from Nipsey's family? What do you think? Hey, what do you think? This thing, okay, Instagram has been crazy. Margaret Massey said, was it filed before he died? No, I don't. So, okay, Margaret, no, it was not filed before he died. The Crips filed the trademark application, I want to say maybe a couple of months after Nipsey passed, and the family went to go try and trademark like shortly after that, maybe within a week or two. So it was not in the process of being trademarked when Nipsey was alive. So now we have to, go to, what should happen here? Because the Crips didn't do anything legally wrong. They filed first. And they do have a connection to Nipsey. So do we think that the Crips are going to be able to get this trademark passed? Excuse me. Anyway, let me know your thought. Margaret said, I think it will go through since they filed first. Okay. I'm hoping that the trademark office will kind of look at the situation and reevaluate, because yes, what the Crips is doing, it's not legally wrong, but it really leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Obviously, the family is not happy that you are trying to trademark their relative's, ubiquitous phrase that he is known for. The family is still grieving. Why are you doing this? I just don't get it, but I hope that it's resolved sooner rather than later. Okay? All right. So we have about 10 minutes left before we have to close down for the evening. Again, I said Margaret Massey said that's a moral issue. It is a moral issue. It's a big moral issue. So we've got some time before we shut down for the evening and close out for the week. Latia thinks yes because they filed first. Okay. All right. So you think they're just going to go by the book? All right. Well, y'all know if I hear anything, I will definitely update you. If you guys find anything, please let me know. If you ever hear updates about some of the stories that we talk about here, please don't hesitate to send me the updates, because sometimes I miss them, okay? 76 Scream K said, I hope Nipsey's family prevails. I do too. All right. So as we transition into the next part of the show, before we move into Q&A, I want to ask you, I want to say thank you to everybody who voted in the polls on the logo. Hold on, Latia said, but then there has been a clothing line way before using the name. Right, but it was when Nipsey was around, right? The clothing line was here when Nipsey was around. Yes. So moving forward, thank you to everybody who voted in the polls for my logos. I got your choices. I have a little chart up here tallying them. I really appreciate it. Nessie Time has been such a joy to work with. And we're gonna do some, a little bit of editing tomorrow, and then I'm going to come up with the final images for you guys so you can see them, because I have some ideas of my own as well. But I want to thank you guys for your input. I was actually surprised at some of the choices, so you guys are really giving me something to think about. I'm really excited about this because I've been wanting to come out with merchandise for the show for a while. So I'm going to be having some t-shirts and some mugs, maybe some notebooks or pens or something, but we're going to start out with t-shirts and mugs. So if you like the show and you want to support, look out for my merch coming soon. All right. But that is enough about me. Let's move into our Q&A, right? So you guys know that while I do this show, I have my business NPL Consulting, and we are all about startups and helping startups get on the good foot of business. Margaret Massey said this was the same as Ahmaud Arbery case the family lost, right? I don't know what the resolution was to the Ahmaud Arbery case. I think the family was just upset that people that they didn't know were using his name, but I don't think they tried to trademark it. It hadn't been they didn't try to trademark it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think it's the same. Yeah. Yes. So moving into our Q&A section, you know that NPL Consulting, we are all about startups and making sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's and make sure that you don't end up in the IRS office or having somebody knock on your door saying that you owe them thousands of dollars. But the startup process can be confusing. There are a lot of pieces to it. So, and there can be a lot of questions. So now is the time to ask me any questions that you have about your current businesses, any future business ideas that you have, how to protect your brand, contract questions, how to get an EIN number, a DUNS number. These are all questions that you can ask me at this time. Now we have about 7 minutes before we have to shut down, right? So as long as the questions are coming in, I will be on here till it's time to shut down. But if we don't have any questions, we're going to close early for the weekend. So this Q&A session, it's going to be led by you and your curiosity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through, the very basics of establishing your business. So for those of you, I'm sure you've heard it tons of times, but when you are starting a business, some of the very first things that you need to do is you need to register your business with the state. The state needs to know that you are making money. Okay. You also need to get an EIN number. That's your business's social security number. It's how you're going to pay taxes. If you plan on being a, vendor or supplier for big box stores, or if you're trying to apply for some line of credit, you're also going to need a DUNS number. All right. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you have created a means to separate your personal finances from your business finances, which means opening a business bank account. And to do that, you're going to need your articles of incorporation, and you're also going to need an operating agreement, which is a type of contract. Okay. Latia said, so you know how people do paint and sips. How are they able to paint stars? You mean like celebrities, Latia? If you mean like celebrities, if I'm at a paint and sip and I'm painting Nipsey Hussle, that's my interpretation. If I can make a picture of someone. It's not like I took a photograph of him and I'm trying to sell that. If it's something I created with my own hand, that is my creation. Nipsey Hussle didn't sit for that photo. I created it from my mind, right? Okay. I hope that makes sense to you. Margaret Massey said, do you have info on home business tax deductions? Do you need a sales tax number separately? If you are running a business from your home, you should definitely have your business incorporated, which means that you have your EIN number and all that stuff set aside. Now, tax deductions, you need to talk to an accountant about that, or a certified public accountant, somebody who's good with numbers. I would say talk to King Tax Services 18 on Instagram. She can help you out with that, okay? Latia said yes, and sell paint kits. So you can paint a celebrity. It's not as if you usually when we have copyright infringement cases for celebrity photos, it's because a photographer took that photo and they've filed a copyright for it, and it's their work. One of the when you are trying to assert copyright claims, you usually have to have it. Not usually, but you have to have a legally registered copyright. If I am just painting a picture of Nipsey Hussle, that's not something that is going to bother anybody, because I'm doing that from my memory, or maybe I'm looking at a picture from the internet, or a poster. I'm not taking a photo that a photographer took of Nipsey Hussle and trying to sell that. Okay? Does that make sense to you, Latia? It would be one thing if, I broke into Chris Brown's house and I took pictures of him and I'm trying to sell these pictures, right? That's a violation of his right of publicity. That can be some type of copyright claim in a different fashion. But if I'm just like, ooh, I want to paint Chris Brown, and I'm just thinking in my head, or I look at my favorite picture of Chris Brown and I make my interpretation of that, that's totally different. Okay? All right. So we got 3 more minutes. Those are good questions. Very good questions. So where were we? I said that you need to open a business bank account, which means that you need an operating agreement. Operating agreements are a subset of contracts, or a type of contract. You're going to need all types of contracts when you're in business. You're going to need one for clients. You're going to need one for partners. You're going to need one for yourself, for your business. And you want to make sure that you have your contracts all lined up. As well, you're going to want to start protecting your brand early and often. If you have a logo or a phrase or a photo or a name that you're using to represent your brand in the marketplace, and you don't have a registered trademark yet, one of the things that you can do to put your industry on notice is to put a small TM in the upper right hand corner. This does not provide you any legal protection. However, it does let your industry know, hey, I'm out here, I'm selling things under this name, and I'm on the path to getting it registered. Latia said, so if you take a photo from Google and turn it into a vector image and remove the background, that's no big deal. It depends on the photo. And it also depends on what you're going to do with the image. Okay? So if you're just a person who likes to draw celebrities, that's different. But also that's going deeper into copyright law than I feel comfortable taking you. I can take you on the surface. If you want to go delve deeper into copyright law, I do have some people that I could refer you to. You may want to check with Smith Legal Solutions on Instagram, or Takora Davis. But when you're getting into the realm of images, it all depends on what you're using it for. Now, if you're using celebrity images to sell your products, that's a problem. That is a big problem. But if you're just painting because you're an artist and this is your interpretation, that's freedom of expression. Think about how many people think about all the cartoonists who make cartoons about celebrities and things like that. They're not being sued for copyright infringement because that's their interpretation of the celebrity. All right? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So I hope that answered your question, Latia. If not, go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm, book a free 15-minute consultation, and let's chat a little bit more. All right. So though that was what I had for you tonight. Y'all were awesome as usual. Mo Squared said, I'm just logging on. How can I trademark or register my business? Mo Squared, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to linktree.ee/NPL Consulting Firm and download the free biz launch cheat sheet. It's going to give you the tips for that. And as well, go to linktree.ee/NPL Consulting Firm and book yourself a free consultation, and let's talk about what you need to get done. Okay. Latia said it all refers to painting. I mean, painting is a form of art, and if it's your expression, like there, you know, it's your interpretation of that. It's not like you're taking a photo that's copyrighted and selling it. Okay. All right. So this is where I leave you guys on this evening. You're welcome, my dear. This is where I leave you guys tonight. We will not be on tomorrow because y'all know I don't work on Fridays. I will see you on Monday. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page and the podcast. I see the numbers going up in the listens on the podcast and the views, and I thank you guys so much. I'm really appreciative that you care about what I have to say. Have a good weekend. Wash your hands, social distance, and I will see you Monday, okay? Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, Margaret.